Off. All right, Ben Parker of CardinalSports.com here with Stanford redshirt freshman offensive tackle Fisher Anderson.
Yes, sir.
So first of all, just talk about kind of going into game against the Irish. What are the key things that you most want to see out of yourself and also your unit?
Yeah, I think as an offensive line, we want to play for pride this week. You can definitely tell, no matter whether it's a win or a loss, you can tell whether O-line played aggressively and we're giving the punches or taking the punches, and we want to be able to look on this film on Sunday, no matter what the score was, and say, man, we dominated these guys up front. We did our best. For myself, I want to help the team win however I can. I don't know how that's going to be yet, but I'll be ready for it.
Just talk about, too, just in general, kind of how you feel the offensive line unit has kind of grown from the beginning of the year to now. Just talk about the growth that you've seen in your unit.
Yeah, I'd say it's a night-and-day difference. As a unit, we've gained confidence over the games. I think kind of starting early on, we realized we didn't want to be like last year, the unit that everyone is kind of pointing fingers at and the weak point. And no hate to guys last year, but I mean, it's impressive the kind of bonding that we've done without the same amount of snaps and veteran guys, and just guys willing to step up at every spot. And you can tell that things are starting to click. And really, when they're not clicking, like Oregon State, it makes a huge difference. Obviously, the O-line is an integral part of the team. So we're hoping to keep that trajectory. And yeah.
Yeah, and also too, just talk about kind of the development you've seen from a couple of freshmen, Baklenko and Simi. Just what have you seen from those guys over the course of the season?
Yeah, I mean it's kind of up and down, I guess, with a lot of them. Almost everybody except Levi kind of has been up and down and has had to come in or out of a game because of injury. And for the freshmen, I've just been super impressed with their ability to kind of adjust so quickly. As a freshman in the fall, you don't really know entirely what you're doing until a few weeks in. And yeah, I'm impressed with those guys. I can't wait to keep growing beside them and doing the best I can to lead them physically, spiritually, whatever it may be. But we're going to make each other better, and we are going to be an integral part of the O-line that we want to be in the future.
And just looking ahead to Notre Dame, just kind of thoughts on their defense and what's going to be key to you guys as an offensive unit as a whole being successful against their D.
Yeah, they're solid all around. They don't have a lot of weak points, but you can also see when teams handle them well, like pick up line games and like be the aggressor. There's always yards to be had, and like when you look at games where the O-line has done well, you can see the rest of the offense has done well, where they give the quarterback time. So for us, that's going to mean trusting our technique a lot of the time and not doing anything we're not coached to do, taking it to them in the run game, getting our combos and getting moving guys off the ball, but also in the pass game, kind of not falling for they run a lot of line games and such, but very easy to be handled if we trust our technique. It's kind of where you get out of the line where that stuff starts working really well.
Just talk about the reaction the team got to find out that Tristan Sinclair had won his appeal. Just kind of, he said everyone was pretty fired up to hear that. Just what was kind of your reaction and your perspective, the team's reaction to that news?
Yeah, it fired us up to have him back, but also really kind of gave everyone a bad taste in their mouth from the game if that hadn't gone away already. I mean, you can't blame the refs ever for a game, but when you have a few turnovers that are overruled by the reffing staff and one of them comes back the next day and they say sorry, kind of makes you mad a little bit. But we obviously didn't play well enough to win that game despite that call. So
Notre Dame's a rivalry game. Cal's a rivalry game. USC's a rivalry game. Just kind of talk about, as one that's played in all three of those rivalry games, How do they kind of stack up against each other? What are the differences? And is there a ranking of any of the three, or not necessarily?
I don't know. I've heard guys say that they'd rather lose to Cal than USC. I'm not sure if that's true. I'd much rather come home with a trophy. Cal and Notre Dame are both trophy games, so I guess that means a little bit more, but just tangible evidence of the game. Notre Dame, I think, is different for me just because of the history last year going in at the end and helping the team pull out a victory. So it's going to kind of be a game that we know they're going to bring their best for, and we have to fight and claw for everything we got. We got to play well, and we know we can do it again.
Final question for you. Do you have a favorite Thanksgiving Day meal or just kind of aspect of Thanksgiving dinner? Is there a particular food item that you particularly look forward to on Thanksgiving?
I really like sweet potato casserole. I have had some grandparents that make it really well. Hopefully there'll be some at Thursday night's dinner. I think there will be. And I could eat anything on the table. I don't really mind anything in particular. So, yeah.
Well, there we go. Thanks so much, Fisher, and good luck this upcoming weekend against the Irish.
Thank you, Ben.
Yep.